Now in this video, I would like to talk about how to install a remote desktop application and how to use it for your Raspberry Pi. What is remote desktop? In short word, remote desktop is a software that allows you to see and control your Raspberry Pi without actually using a monitor or TV set. So by doing this, your Raspberry Pi no longer needs to be connected to a monitor or TV, and you can simply use your laptop to log in and work on Raspberry Pi. Isn't that cool? Although remote desktop does need internet connectivity and does need some extra work to install the necessary software, I'm going to walk you through how to do it right now, and it should take less 15 minutes or 20 minutes or so. So the software that we're going to use is called VNC. Let's go to its website and start with the registration. Okay, now let's go to the website to do the registration. A little heads up, you do need a valid personal email to receive confirmation. So get that one ready first. Now let's go to the website, which is realvnc.com. Okay, then you hit sign in. Then you enter your personal email address here. I'm going to use this one. And you have to prove you are not a robot. Okay, then hit next. Okay, now here you pick a password that meets the criteria, which is 8 characters. Make sure it's difficult to guess. Okay. Then you enter the first name and last name. And then make sure here you choose the plan to use VNC Connect for personal use. Then you can leave the phone number empty. But here, choose a United States if you're in the US. Then check the age of 16 and accept the TNC. This one you can choose to check it or not. It's okay. So then hit sign up. Then you should receive a message from the website saying that they have sent you a verification email to this address, and please verify. So what you do now is you go to your email address here and check your mailbox. Yep, it's received. So click here, open it, then you hit the verify email. Okay, this one will say your email is verified and you are good to go. Now at this point, you have successfully registered for the real VNC account. Next step is to install the VNC viewer so that you can see and control your Raspberry Pi from your own laptop. So follow me through the next steps to do the installation. What you do first is to go to the account, and here on this page you should see a button that says Get VNC Viewer. Click that one. Here you can see a lot of variations of VNC Viewer, right? Depending on your own operating system. I happen to have a Linux running, so this is the one I'm going to use. But if you are running Windows, you will probably end up here. And if you're running Mac OS, you will probably doing this. I'm going to click the download of VNC Viewer for Linux. What happens next is the installation process of VNC Viewer. It really varies from operating system to operating systems, but I believe the general idea would be very much the same. So I'll quickly follow through the process for Linux. So this is what I got after I click the download VNC viewer. Going to hit the installation. Going to do the installation, then enter password. Now I'm done with the installation. It took me about 3-5 minutes to finish the installation. Now you can see I have an icon here in the taskbar. If I click here, it will bring up this window. This is basically your VNC viewer. Okay, now there's one more thing we can do on the laptop side with the VNC viewer. If you remember, we have registered the user with the real VNC website. Now let's log in. So open a VNC viewer, click sign in, enter the email address and the password you used when you were doing the registration. Okay, let me try that. Okay, now this is the time you actually need to go back to your email box to verify your identity. Let's do it now. If I go back here, click refresh. Yeah, I have received this message. Okay, if I say continue signing in, and I say authorize signing in. Okay, now if I go back to the VNC viewer, I can see I have already signed in the my account. Okay, so far we have registered with the real VNC website. We have installed the VNC viewer on your laptop. What's next? There's one more critical step we have to do on the Raspberry Pi side. So now let's go back to the Raspberry Pi, which is still connected to the monitor or TV set. Try to use your mouse and keyboard to control it. Right, you can see still it's still active. So what do you do now here is to go to the bottom right corner of the screen, double click this icon, the VNC server. So double click it, then you go to this menu, hit licensing. Okay, now this is the point you enter the email address that you used to register with the real VNC website, and also use the same password to log in. Okay, let me do that right now. Just like you log in on the laptop side with the VNC viewer, and you log in to the VNC server with the same set of credentials. Okay, double check, then hit sign in. Okay, here just pay attention, pay close attention. This one you don't choose any of those, you choose the last one, home subscription, because you are using it non-commercially. So make sure you choose this one, otherwise you will be charged after 30 days. Okay, pick this one, then click next, give it a name. I think default name should be good, Raspberry Pi, then hit apply. Okay, hit done. Now I think everything is all set. Now let's do a final check just to verify that we are able to do the remote desktop with the Raspberry Pi. Okay, go to the VNC viewer on your laptop, open it. So now, since we have already signed in here you can see a group of computers. It says Joe's team, which is my name here. You can see a new computer shows up in this area, and this is a name. If you remember, we gave it a name of Raspberry Pi when we do the setup on the Raspberry Pi side. So this is your Raspberry Pi, right? Now you can try the remote desktop. Let's do that. Double click here. Okay, since this is the first time we log into the Raspberry Pi, so it'll ask you for username and password. Remember, the username is Pi and the password is BBE Learning. Okay, you hit the remember password and you hit OK. Okay. Now I think everything looks fine. This is the remote desktop of your Raspberry Pi. You are actually looking at the desktop of the Raspberry Pi without using a monitor. Okay. You can pretty much do the same thing. Everything you can do with the monitor. Open the menu, start a program, and change the settings. Okay. How do you log out from the remote desktop? So you just move your mouse close to the top, something will show up, right? This is the button to end the remote desktop session, and here's some configuration, quick configuration you can do to make it easier. So you go to here, this is the properties. At least one thing I would like to do is change the picture quality. I like the medium level quality. This one give you a good quality and also give you the a good speed. Then hit OK. So now let's end the remote desktop session. Now everything is set up. If you're curious about the real VNC account, you can always go back to the website and click the account. And if you click the computers, you can actually see Raspberry Pi shows up here. Okay, you can change some settings here, but basically this is how you do the remote desktop. Okay, we're done with this session of videos. Thank you for watching.